Hello, welcome to GEG Muscat. My name is Marcia Appling Nunez, and welcome to our webinar where we're going to focus on Google's digital literacy curriculum, applied digital skills. In this presentation, we will review why we're here, have a brief overview of applied digital skills, take a deeper dive into the curriculum and lessons available, uh, and create our first applied digital skills class as an educator. Let's first start with going over why we're here today. I'm going to share a link with you real quick, and this is just a collaborative deck. So I would love if each one of you would pick a slide and within the deck and just share why you joined our live session today. What do you hope to learn about applied digital skills? And we'll go from there. We'll check back and hopefully we'll have filled your needs. Love to fill everyone's cup today. And we'll just kind of, take it nice and easy and become comfortable so that we can then have a little fun. All right, so here's a little bit about my background as I welcome you here again. My name is Marcia Appling Nunez, and I am the Google Educator Group of Muscat's leader. I am super excited to have this opportunity and platform to be with you all today. I started a Google Educator Group because, like many educators, I wanted a community that encouraged learning, risk-taking, and creating curriculum and content that's based on research and pedagogy. So I started with global GEG, like the overarching mothership of the GEGs, so to speak, because there wasn't a personal learning, a professional learning community within Muscat. And so here we are. I went and developed my skills, and today I'm here to help and grow with you and Google. So what we're going to do now is take a few moments and chat about Google's digital literacy curriculum known as Applied Digital Skills. So, what does this mean? Well, it means that the curriculum has been designed to equip students with practical skills that will help them succeed not only in the evolving job market, but also in practical real-life situations. I often hear from students, there's no jobs, or I have a degree, but they say I have no experience. Applied digital skills, similar to digital badging, allows students to cultivate and provide evidence that they have these skills in eventually their portfolio that they take to an employer that says, yeah, I know how to use Gmail and Word and Excel and Google Sheets and Drive and all of these other administrative skills that are required for the 21st century. At Google, they believe that all students should have an opportunity for meaningful, engaging opportunities with technical skills for the future, because learners today, they need basic digital literacy skills to be successful in any career, in any field. And we have all found out with the pandemic and emergency response teaching just how important having some digital literacy is for all of our students. These are skills like the 4 C's that you probably have heard over time, and that is communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking, right? It's increasingly important to be able to exercise these skills in a digital environment. This holds true in life and for eventually future employers. We all know that the job market is changing. It's something we see and feel every day, and the pace is changing, and it's only expected to increase. That's why it is increasingly important that we prepare students for success in the job market. Educators note that this continues to be a challenge. Less than half of 18 to 25-year-olds believe their education gives them skills they need. Less than, what is it? Yeah, less than half of 18 to 25-year-old believe their education gives them the skills they need to enter the workforce today. So we have to kind of blend and marry our content and curriculum, the academic rigor with practical real world skills. And you can never start building these too soon. Quite frankly, I could see a lot of what we're going to cover today being valuable to grades 3 through higher ed, with modifying some of the tasks that are available in the Applied Digital Skills platform. You can really start sampling and just sprinkling in lessons with your students as early as grade 3. Okay. All right. So now we all understand that this is a challenge, but it's also an opportunity, right? It's a chance for us as educators, administrators, and staff to help equip our students with practical digital skills to prepare them for life outside of the classroom. Part of this means understanding roughly half of job openings, and granted, my perspective is from the US, so half of the job openings in the United States today require at least a high school diploma. Quite frankly, I would be as bold to say a bachelor's degree, but not necessarily a 4-year college degree at times, because certain skills that you can demonstrate don't have to come from a 4-year institution. And those jobs are going to become part of a growing middle skill category that requires the demonstration of digital skills. This is what the research is starting to demonstrate, and this is also what educators have shared with Google, and Google has therefore shared it with me. In response, Google, with Applied Digital Skills, has established a free video-based online curriculum that prepares students of all ages for the growing number of jobs that require basic digital skills. So we will watch a video about this shortly, but before we do, I just want to continue on and say that these digital skills bring together, these lessons bring together digital skills and practical life to develop unique projects. The curriculum is a set of videos that students can watch to obtain step-by-step instruction on how to, for instance, collaborate in a group and develop a creative presentation using slides, or how to create a household or office budget using a spreadsheet, coding. There are so many options available that we can bring into the classroom for our students. Not only that, but Applied Digital Skills has over 120 hours of content, like the examples given, and these lessons fit into any kind of classroom, from a technology class, an English class, history class, and even a science or math class. It not only teaches students the digital skills they need, but also links them with project-based practical life skills. Again, coming back to those 4 C's of collaboration, creativity, critical thinking and communication. By engaging students in this video-based instruction, the curriculum aims to support teachers in providing more personalized support and instruction to each student. I would also like to note that there is an entire opportunity for PD for educators and just John Q. Public. There are, you will see shortly, there are opportunities to say, hey, I've got a certificate. I know how to work Gmail, for instance. Since its launch in 2017, over 170,000 students worldwide have been using this curriculum with their library and media specialists and teachers in the classroom. Again, they've had opportunities and lessons in languages, math, history, even culinary arts, if you can believe it. Yeah. The design of the curriculum has also taken into account the need to meet state standards. So you may have to modify some of these based on your school's standards. However, they all align and have received the seal of alignment for proficiency by ISTE. So that helps you from an educator standpoint make sure that you are infusing technology into your lessons in a well-rounded approach. All right, so with that being said, got pop-ups here. Hold on, there we go. All right, it emphasizes throughout the curriculum, as mentioned before, the continuous practicing of the 4 C's. It's not just a one-off, these lessons continually infuse them. Sometimes you might get more of the collaboration and just a little bit of communication because these lessons they can be catered and differentiated to be small group, individual, or whole class. As I mentioned, there are 120 hours of content. They are split up into a variety of lessons, like plan an event, which you can see here. These lessons are modular, so they can be taught as a full curriculum or a one-off enrichment lesson. Each lesson also includes teacher resources like a customizable lesson plan. It also identifies and provides you with a rubric, objectives, tips for each lesson. So it really is a really nice adaptable package for educators that they can modify to fit the needs of their classroom. I have enjoyed using applied digital skills with my students this semester, and it was fantastic. I ran it with a whole class. I paced the module, sharing my screen. I'm teaching virtually this semester, so I'm not necessarily in a blended or face-to-face situation. So I shared my screen. I paced them through the lesson, showed them where to find the different materials, and we created and participated in an edit and revise opportunity so that students can learn how to edit their own documents and also peer edit for one another. And then I took it a step further and assigned the annotation. That's what we did, annotation. So it's important that students learn how to annotate because they're just starting out in their higher education careers. They've got 4 years to go, and annotation is something that if you've got a good grip on it going into it your freshman year of college, you're going to be just one less thing to stress out. So we focused on annotating and how to annotate an article or a website and use those notes then later to write a paper, present a project, or just study from. So that has been immensely helpful. I've gotten so much feedback from the students that they really enjoyed it. And best of all, with these kind of activities, with a learning-based activity, they then get a certificate of completion when they're done, when they've kind of paced them through and submitted evidence. they can then receive a certificate that shows, hey, this student knows how to do X. And that's just something that they can add, as I mentioned, to their portfolio. All right. Hello, Fatma. Let's carry on. All right. So now I do have a short video to share. Here we go. All right. And it really has been quite invaluable. I cannot begin to share how much easier it was for students to not have to focus on learning how to use technology and the content that we were providing them at the same time. So this has just been quite a relief, in the classroom. And it's something that we can build on and continue to grow with throughout a semester. Also, as a homeschool mom, I adapt these lessons for my own children to make sure that they're getting a well-rounded opportunity to learn. All right, so let's take a closer look at the curriculum. That's what you're here for. All right. So, just like an if then adventure story, I think they mentioned that in the video. Um, with an if then adventure story, students brainstorm story ideas and then create a story using interactive slides like the ones you see demonstrated here. This way. There we go. And what I love about this is that stories can be simple or complicated as they are needed. They match the students' needs. Another event mentioned is the plan an event. Units help students choose, plan, and organize an event from a fundraiser at a school like a boot sale. Those are often pretty popular to help raise funds for a club at school. They just organize a boot sale or a junk in the trunk sale. From doing something and helping out your home in organizing a yard sale or your community center. Students first select and research an event, then they plan tasks for the event. They do everything from scheduling due dates in a spreadsheet, communicating information about the event with tools like the email and calendar, creating a logo and a flyer for the event to exercise their creative muscles. So that's pretty cool. And I would say extremely helpful. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen a flyer here locally for an event or an opportunity with zero information. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'd like to go to this, and I see the date, but you haven't told me the time or the location or if I need to bring anything, if it's indoor or outdoor. So this is a great way to kind of start teaching these valuable skills for running an event and eventually maybe even a business. There is, however, no shortages of ways you can use applied digital skills. Mary, a librarian media specialist in Connecticut, uses the curriculum to explore technology and ethics as well as security. They discuss things like access to technology and uses of technology in the workplace. So this is not just, like I said, it's not just for educators, it is also for administrators and other school staff. The last lesson I'll share about today is research and organizing information about colleges into Google Sheets. This is great for our high school educators, right? It's a shorter 45-minute lesson, and it teaches students how to research colleges, how to enter college information into a spreadsheet and compare and sort data and make informed decisions about the schools they would like to attend. This would have been huge for me back in the day when trying to choose an appropriate school and program that would have been a better fit for me. I will be happy to share this little slide here that Mary had created. And it's just a quick start guide to kind of jumpstart educators on how they can integrate the new digital skills training into students. But not only technology specialists use this curriculum, middle school science teachers use several different lessons to teach students how to practice their digital and practical life skills. For instance, students use plan an event lesson to plan a birthday party with a to-do list on the left. Other students use the lesson called research and develop a topic. This would be so helpful for some of our students that are taking credit courses with research, right? So they can do this component, this lesson called research and develop a topic, and write a code about automatically, like, that detects overused words in their essays. How many times have you read a paragraph that said, for example, 3 or 4 times? Well, students aren't always like cognizant of that and catching it. So you can teach them to create a code to catch that and color code them so they can find out, well, I say that a lot. So it'll help make their writing interesting and varied. All right, so we are getting ready now to move to the learn section. Well, I suppose the do section, because we've just learned about applied digital skills. So now we're going to do some applied digital skills. What we are going to do is I have an account already established for you to better familiarize you with the applied digital skills. You can join as a student, and do not worry, you can switch and change your account to an educator or teacher later. All right, so if you want to get started exploring some of the curriculum and share with your students, all you need to do is follow this quick guide. What I would like for you to do is, if you would log on to applieddigitalskills.com using your Gmail. You can use your school's Gmail if you'd like, or your personal account. This is our class code, and now I'm going to, if you'll be patient with me, I'm going to switch over from this screen to the next. So if you'll just give me one moment. All right, so right now I'm sharing with you my dashboard. for the applied digital skills. So once you've signed in, on the bottom or side left, lower left side is join a class. And that's where you'll want to put in the code. Let me share that in the comment bar for you. 97R6ZJ. All right, so that is our class code so that you can see what students see. I can't begin to tell you how valuable that is. Often I've gone to do a lesson and I thought, I really wonder what the students see when I do this. So now you're going to get an opportunity to see what students see with your own lesson. But I'm going to share with you the educator's perspective as well. So when you sign into your applied digital skills, you or your students will join a class, and that is on the left-hand side. There's a little third icon on the left. So they join a class, okay? And their screen, or ours, just simply say classes, and it brings you to any class you've created. So here I've created a class called GEG Muscat. Now, at present, there are no students, and I can add students. And this is a great and time-saving way to add students. You can choose how you want to upload your students. So you can have them, if you have no students, you can simply go to Apply Digital Skills, click sign in with your Gmail account, or create a new one and select I'm a student and use the class code provided in the comment. That's what you should all be doing today. You can also establish a co-teacher, right? So many 3rd through 5th grade teachers still have co-teachers. So you can put your co-teacher or student teacher if you have one even, right? You can share this to Google Classroom and link your students directly in. I then would like to take you to the hamburger bar on the left-hand corner. And here you can teach, learn, see the lessons that you've selected, and resources. All right, so we have one lesson available, and that's the Google Workspace certification on Gmail. And this is where you kind of learn the basics of Gmail and prepare for the exam. So this is wonderful for instructors that are looking to become Google certified educators. They can practice with these activities here and learn how to better understand it. So the interesting thing is it provides you with a view of the lesson as well as materials. So this is essential. You really need to look over the materials so that you have a good understanding of them and can adapt the lesson plan to fit your students' needs. So that is going to be epic. You then have a progress bar, and you can view progress details once students have begun. You usually got to give them about 10 minutes in. So if anyone is still available and they want to click on the lesson, you can just kind of start, and then we'll see how far you've gotten. So that shows the progress summary. You can add additional lessons with the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner. But while you are logging into the Google Workspace certificate for Gmail, I'm going to go back to the left-hand sandwich bar, the hamburger bar over here, and I'm going to click on Lessons. And this is really cool because you can search for lessons and filter them as you need. So let me just kind of expand my screen for you. All right, so we have positive learning environments, English language arts, social studies, coming back to school. So you, on the left-hand side, can choose late elementary, middle school, high school, or adult learners. You can focus on the digital tool. Maybe you just want to focus on one specific thing, like you want to show your students how to use Google Meet, how to use Sheets, or perhaps even Google Sites, which is fantastic for creating student portfolios, right? Maybe you want to help them tour. So a lot of planning a trip. Sometimes students are like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing a project." It was pretty popular in the 6th grade to pick a country and do a project on that country. How next level would it be if students built a tour of that country instead of just, you know, giving you the capital and telling you the size and the language. If they did that, but then they said, here's a picture. We're going to start a tour. We're going to tour this country and we're starting with the capital and we're going to see some of the cultural landmarks and places I'd like to go. And they can be as detailed as, if I stopped in this city, I would want to stay at this hotel and link it to that hotel. I want to have a cup of karak, a nice hot chai tea while sitting beachside, um, watching the sunrise, and I'm going to do it here. And they can pin that while they build a tour. So you can select the digital tools you want to focus on, as well as the audience and the topic. So as mentioned earlier, there are a variety of content available for educators to use, from study skills to digital citizenship. This is going to be very important as we continue to master the 4 Cs, working on group projects, English and language arts, computer science, you name it, there are lessons available. Also, if you just the same thing is available at the top, you can go to resources, and everything you need to teach digital skills, just like it says, is available for you. So there are guides to get you started as a teacher. There are tips. There are even very user-friendly handouts for guardians of the students. So if you're dealing with elementary, middle school, or high school students, these are very helpful guides to help the parents, help the guardians, help whatever adult is at home to support your students. And then my favorite part, because I'm a giver, the lesson certificates. Lesson certificates, you can download them to your computer and add students' names. And then I break them up and send them to students individually. You can print them if you're in a blended learning or face-to-face environment. So these learning certificates are they really boost morale and pull up community. I found that when students were doing these, they were super proud when they got their lesson certificate at the end, and they were like, "Oh, Miss Marcia, are you going to share? Are you going to share?" So I tweeted their certificate. They were super proud. So why wouldn't I? So that was helpful to them. It was encouraging to them, and then it helped make everyone accountable, because each of these lessons does require students to have a job, which is so important. When I was a young teacher, someone told me, work the students or they will work you. And so I learned to give students jobs very early on in a lesson that I'm creating. So I think I use backwards design theory. So I think, okay, what do I want to see? This is the project. Okay, how can my students successfully achieve this project? Boom, applied digital skills helps fill so many of those gaps. And then I have a rubric, which you can edit as you go. So you can edit your rubric to fit the student's needs a little bit more specific. Teachers, again, you have a tab to the right that tell you my classes. So you can go and see your classes at any given point in time. You'll see here with our GEG Muscat. Oh, what has happened? My sharing screen has not moved. Let's see. Hmm. There we go. Okay, so under my GEG Muscat class, you'll see a clipboard that shows my lessons and the little emoji con. So that shows all my students that are registered for a particular class and they go forward. So it looks like I have a student signed in. Thank you. Ah! So I can see that one student is signed in, and then I can encourage and motivate that student to go on, right? So by going back to my classes, if I select the lesson, I can see, as mentioned earlier, the progress summary. So I can see that already Kathy has started working and progressing towards getting her Google Workspace certificate in Gmail. And this helps me to kind of keep tabs on where the students are. Again, these are super user-friendly. I strongly recommend that you walk through the steps, the first lesson with your students, and control the pacing. After that, quite frankly, you just need whatever electronic device they're going to use, whether it be a computer, a laptop, or a tablet, and headphones. Gotta have headphones. Otherwise, if you're in a classroom setting, face-to-face lessons, you'll just hear 18 to 25 different videos going off at once. But that's essentially all you need is a device and headphones. And then students will watch a video, do what the video has taught them. Watch a video, do what the video has taught them. And again, you can take stuff out and keep stuff and make it user-friendly. So this is just really cool and helpful. It shows you how much of a lesson a student has completed, and it kind of tallies them on. And it's a great way to go into Google Classroom and then make an announcement like, hey, I noticed that some of you are still on the first step and others have finished. That's awesome. And so then the others like, oh, and they go log in and they keep up. But again, these are great for guided instruction in class. And once you've kind of taught them what to do, you can set up a variety of lessons and leave them to it and just check back with them and troubleshoot as you go. All right, so pardon me again. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. Okay. So you've all signed in, or Kathy signed in, fortunately, as a student. Um, so that gave her an opportunity to see it from the student's perspective. And feel free to complete that lesson, and GEG Muscat would be happy to issue you a certificate of completion, Kathy. All right, so now it's time for you to get started with your own class, and you can begin exploring curriculum and finding, curating lessons that meet the needs of your students and share those lessons with your students. So after you've signed in again, so log out, sign back in. This time you're going to sign in as an instructor. And you will need to set up your profile. Once you've set up your profile, you'll then click the blue plus sign to create a new class. Every class comes with a unique class code, so you can share that with students of a particular class. So if you have 4 sections of English, if you have a study skills class, a reading class, a language art class, you can break those up. If you are teaching one, maybe you teach a 5th grade class, so then you only need one to create one class. After you've done that, you are ready to start using the curriculum. So As I just showed you a few moments ago, you browse the lessons and choose ones that you'd like to teach your students. The curriculum section of the website features descriptions of every lesson, including the time and the skills that are taught. So this is very helpful for pacing and integrating lessons into your curriculum. If you want to get started exploring the curriculum and sharing it with your students, all you need to do is follow this quick guide. I'm going to copy and paste a link for you. There you are. And this is just a quick guide in creating your first class. And you can make your own. So I definitely think that having my own version of Mary's Quick Start Guide would be more beneficial for my colleagues. So every school, every team is different. So you can take the initiative and create something for your team to use to help guide them along. So at this point, I'm just going to share some lessons with each of you shortly so you can kind of take a look and see about the wide range of opportunities that it offers. All right, so let's do a quick lesson check. We have discussed at the very beginning what is applied digital skills. We've taken a quick view at the curriculum. We even got started with a student view. And at this point, I'd like to see if there are any questions that I can answer for you. I'm also going to post in our comment section our GEG Muscat Google site where you can find out more events that we're going to be hosting, okay? And check out our calendar section. You can submit your own events that your school is running. You can also submit if you would like to present something. So that's available as well. And now I'm going to also share with you a feedback survey. So this is going to be extremely helpful if you could take just 2 seconds. That's all it needs. It's a very short feedback survey. But if you could take a few moments and complete the Google form to let us know what you would like to learn more of, what worked for you and what didn't, and what you'd like to learn more of. All right, so thank you so much. Emails are provided for you on the slide. I've shared in the comment bar the form, so please complete that survey, and a link to our Google site where you can find more exciting events coming around in the near future. Thank you so much for your time. Please do not hesitate to reach out at any moment. Here is our Gmail address, so you can send us a quick email and ask your questions as you go. So again, you've got our Google site available for you, a survey form, please fill that out, and our Gmail if you have any further questions. So at this point, I'm just going to share with you some additional topics that can be used, but for the nuts and bolts have been completed, right? So again, you've got research topic and development for students to learn online resources, how to determine their credibility and try to trick their classmates by writing fake articles. Then they use trustworthy sources to write about a topic and even do coding to make customized pop-up messages for their documents. In a technology, they can do technology, ethics, and security. Students choose and research a current topic on their own with a group. They can create projects on their findings in G Suite using Docs, slides, and Google Sites so that they can then share and communicate their research, their discoveries with classmates and teachers, as well as family. They can create guides to an area where they are structured. They use structured data in Google Sheets to curate a guide about a place. This particular lesson includes coding that allows students to make customized sidebars and images about an area. So this would be great for middle school students as well, and even high school students. In this lesson here, students work alone or in groups to choose a topic and formulate research questions. They then explore the topic through internet search. They then create their project using applications like docs, slides, and sites to present it to the class. They can work on planning a budget if they're econ students, if this is part of an economics lesson in their social studies class, or a math lesson. Hello, lessons like planning and budgeting, essential for the real world, right? But it allows them to learn how to use spreadsheets and conduct data analysis with visual data as well. And again, do not be overwhelmed by this. You can scale it back. All of the lesson plans that are applied or offered to you through Applied Digital Skills can be edited. So you can take out things that maybe are not appropriate level for a fifth grader, an eighth grader, a junior in high school, or an undergrad freshman at college or university. One of my favorite things to use is create an edit tool with programming where students write a code so that they can highlight overused words so that they're not always repeating and using the same transition phrases or words in a piece of writing. So there are a variety of ways that students can use the technology, but you know, project creation and working, collaborating with their peers is going to be, it's going to be, it's a vital skill. We all have to work together and grow together. And that's what Google lets us do. It helps us to grow with Google and grow with our peers. Just like this here, you can take a lesson and have students focus on analyzing data or creating spreadsheets. They can design movie posters using Google Drawing. They can build a website using Google Sites. They can write a pitch for a movie. So this is for like my artsy students who are really into, you know, they perhaps don't realize all that goes into presenting and putting together a movie. Equal access to technology is so important. Students can work alone or in groups, or as I've said, I have led the lessons myself, but it allows them to explore what interests them. So just like for myself with my professional development, I go deeper and further if it's something I'm interested in, and that holds true for our students. The last lesson I'm going to share today is create a presentation and all about a topic project. This again is another short 45 to 90-minute lesson that allows students to create a presentation about something they care about. What do students care about, right? What are they interested in? It allows them to go deeper and not just, ask superficial questions, but critical thinking questions. Students can also create a resume in Google Docs. So there's a lesson for that to teach students how to create resumes so that they can make sure that they highlight their experience, their skills, their achievements, and cultivate documents that demonstrate that they're qualified for employment. So this is going to be so helpful as students are growing into community members, right? Because they're going to become part of our community and they need skills to do that. All right. And as I mentioned, the research and organize information about colleges in Google Sheets, one of my favorites. Um, I wish that this had been around when I was in school, just so that I could say, okay, let's create a spreadsheet and enter information about a college and compare it and sort data and make an informed decision about school. All right, so that concludes our webinar today. So I sincerely hope you give applied digital skills an opportunity, and that see all of the I'm going to try to slide back to our goodbye slide. I want to say, all right, it looks like we are finally back. Thank you for your patience. I don't know what that was going on there, but I do just want to say thank you. That concludes our evening. I am truly, truly grateful for this opportunity to learn applied digital skills with you. Thank you for doing the task of joining applied digital skills, and I look forward to you sharing. So this comes to the share portion. So I would very much so like on December 16th, come back and share what you've done. So on December 16th, we're just going to have a quick meet, a quick live session where you share what you set up for your students and how you're going to use it. So on December 16th, we're going to have a very short session where you will share with the community how you set up an applied digital skills classroom and how you are going to use it. So if you find that you're going to set it up now to use in the spring, that works too. Share. Let's learn, do, and share. It's going to be crucial. Also, next week on the 16th, we are going to talk about how we can grow our professional learning community with an opportunity to hear from all of you about what you would like to learn more of, and hopefully fingers crossed, inshallah, we will also focus on perhaps some action research, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we can throw together. But I think it's really important that we follow the learn, do, share model. And so today you've learned about applied digital skills. We've shared a lesson. We've done a lesson, and I would like for you to share that. So please come back on December 16th and share with us. You might spark an idea and think, oh my God, I never thought to use it that way. So I look forward to learning from all of you, and thank you so much. Have a great evening. Um, any questions? Let me quickly pop over onto YouTube and see if anyone has posted a question that I need to um, address. No. Okay, we're good. I don't see any comments or questions there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, masalama.